the show has ended with, the movie has ended with, the Soul Stone has been returned to the past, so the current timeline, the main timeline, does not have the Soul Stone anymore. So there's no real purpose for Red Skull anymore. Do you see him being involved in future films?
I certainly see a world in that. Well, I mean, the Russo brothers, I read an article where they were asked about that, and they basically said, and who knows if this is canon or whatever, but they said, once the Red Skull is released of the Soul Stone, once Thanos gets it, and then once Hawkeye gets it, he's essentially free. But if we think about it, there's all these different multiverses now. So in one multiverse, when Thanos frees him, he's free. And I would imagine the first thing he would do if he still has a vendetta or any part of him that still has ambition would go back to Earth. Because he can fly now. I'm imagining he can breathe in space too. So he could probably fly back to Earth from Vormir. And maybe he wants to enact revenge. Maybe he wants to keep his diabolical plan going. Or maybe he doesn't care at all. I imagine when you're graced with infinite wisdom, you're also graced or cursed with infinite pain and suffering. So he's probably, I would imagine on one level, he's over it. He doesn't need to conquer anybody because he's...
Do you think it'd be the opposite, where he becomes sort of like an anti-hero, where he's... Yeah, you can see that.
Well, you remember the Watcher?
Yep.
So I think the Watcher was this interesting character in the comics because, he would be this passive observer of Ego and certainly Galactus, and he would only intervene when it was absolutely necessary, but even then there was like a conflict within him. Kind of like Norrin Radd, where Silver Surfer didn't want to be Galactus's slave, but he was faced with a choice of like, do you want to save your home planet, or do you want to be my servant for all eternity to spare your people? And Norrin doesn't really want to do any of this, but he has to. And his whole entrance into Earth and Fantastic Four, whatever it is to destroy Earth. And the Fantastic Four, of course, convince him, like, please don't. We want to stay alive. And I think Red Skull could certainly move into that territory where he is just a casual observer of the worlds and the celestial bodies of the entire universe, and he only intervenes when he's absolutely needed. But that'll be interesting if he's going to be a force of good or evil. Did I answer the question?
That did, and it summarized a lot of theories that I had towards the character, so I'm really happy about that.